Hello again, everybody. Back to the next part in this session of Somnium Files. An even bigger tragedy than than the part before this just went down in All That We Are. I am reeling, but apparently we have all the keys to move on to Mizuki Chapter 5 Births, so we're going to finish this one up and see where it takes us. I honestly don't remember where we last left off in this route, so we're gonna see where it goes. I guess we're going to the Marble Bar. Last.
Oh, you came. Good. Want something to drink? With water? On the rocks? You don't have to be shy. It's on me. It's such a bizarre case, the HB serial killings. That being said, the facts are fairly straightforward.
Are they, Mama?
Pointing out a culprit can't be too hard. Do you already know? Terry, who are they, really?
Yeah. It's Uru Sumizuki.
Right. Uru.
We're gonna save here. Haven't saved actual in a while. And we're also going to check out Tamagotchi before we continue. Wee baby. What do you think deep learning was? It's a skill.
We know he killed at least 3 people.
Right.
Chin
Killed Jin, killed Chikara, and fucking Andy's Komeiji.
But why did he kill them? What was his goal?
I believe that would be for the Nirvana initiative.
That's right. The Nirvana initiative. The loony plan to have humans reach moksha. That's why Uru killed the 3 of them.
That's why Uru killed them.
We can put aside the little details for now. The most concerning aspect of the whole thing is the time difference.
Yeah.
The left and right sides of the victims were found 6 years apart. Regarding the first victim, the facts are already in. 6 years ago, on February 10th, Jin Furuway's body fell from the ceiling of Divided. And this year, 5 days ago, also on the 10th, Uru Somizuki's left half was found at the stadium, not Jin's.
Yes.
Plastic surgery and complete organ transplants. It fooled the investigators into thinking they were the same person. But what about the other victims? Chikara, Komeiji, Tokiko. How do you explain those 3? You have good intuition. You might already know.
Well. The only thing I could assume about them reappearing is that our timeline is wrong.
Right.
Because that's the only reason the bodies would show up the way they did.
In other words,
This is wrong.
that.
It's more like a branch.
It's like this.
Yes, I agree. I was thinking about this in between sessions about why we can't explain how the other body parts were found and frozen and all that.
This is the timeline that you actually experienced.
And ooh, I like that. I like how they cross too, so they can drag each other together.
The red and blue lines are intertwined.
Yeah, yeah.
You started on the red line from the top,
Yes.
and then followed the blue line, which led you to this point. You've traversed 4 X's. The left side is 6 years ago.
And the right side is this year.
Is this year.
But we keep jumping.
To make things easier, we'll call the left side past and the right side present. In other words, you came here, jumping back and forth between past and present, a day at a time, all to end up here. Now do you understand? Chikara's right half was found the night of the 11th in the past.
Yes.
His
Left half was found the next morning.
Komeji's right half was found on the 13th. His left half was found the next
Yes.
morning at 6 a.m.
The only difference is the actual amount of years in between, quote unquote.
6 years have passed, and now we're here. In the present, Tokiko's right half was found on February 12th.
God, that's so weird to think about.
The
Next day, we went down the basement.
The left half was found in the basement of Horodori Institute. Long story short, the left and right halves weren't found 6 years apart.
Right. They were all found within a certain amount of time. Which means that who remembered what is what's messing up our timeline. Which means Ryuki is messing up our timeline of events.
Nothing supernatural here.
It's Ryuki who's messing up my timeline. So now we cross it. True flowchart. This is a chart that shows the flow of the story in chronological order. The true flowchart can be checked from the menu. So, let's say we switch to flowchart. Back to how it was. We start... Oh, this is so cool. We start from the beginning where we are Ryuki in a game show. And our first thing, we get down to Mizuki, and we start an investigation into Ryuki. And we ask him, hey man, do you know who Terror is? And he's like, I don't know who Terror is. And supposedly we just start going down our merry old way. We experience the past as Ryuki. And we just keep going on down, answering all these questions until we get to a little split somewhere along the middle. And then we also went down Mizuki's path earlier, where we say, we found out the answer, and we answer everything accordingly. But actually... when we were Ryuki, this is how it actually went. He's going to tell us how the investigation started, and it started with him meeting Kizuna in the group, talking to Chikara, and then Tokiko. We talked to Tokiko because we found Chikara's left half of his body. But what actually happens next is that we go talk to Tokiko, and she says she's going to reach Moksha. This is what actually happened after. And then we go do a Somnium into Tokiko's head. And then we find out that Tokiko's dead. So we want to find out why. And as we find more information, we find out that Andy's Komeiji is linked to all this somehow. And we find out that he's in the Horodori Institute for some reason with a gun. Learn more about him, learn about his dirty deeds. Turns out he's blackmailing Terror. Terror sends him a text to go to the Devaita studio. Turns out... Wait, hold on. It says the body here? That's when Komeiji found the important thing. The owner was Terror. Komeiji was going to use it to get money from Terror. Riki heads to Anderson to find it. That's when he's talked about Terror to meet Vita. Riki goes right away. Finds Shoma and 3 girls. One with Komeiji's right half in the body bag. Shoma's screen turns out. This is where supposedly Shoma disappeared from the Ferris wheel. After we found the dad's body. And apparently he was never on the Ferris wheel. Okay. But apparently this is the present. Ryuki talking to... How is that the present? I don't get it. I'm I'm following the timeline of events correctly. But once we get down here to where supposedly we don't find Shoma on the Ferris wheel, supposedly the present, we jump to the present, and that's where we couldn't find Shoma. As we find out, Mame's got more information. And Mame knows a lot about the Nirvana initiative. Oh, there's a lot of yellow bubbles to help us understand. And now it's in the present. Okay. Does that mean Ryuki's investigation continued in the present day, and we were just under the guise that it happened 6 years ago? And we get to our friend here. Ryuki goes all over the city looking for Kizuna. Okay, this is when Kizuna got kidnapped. And we find Date and Mizuki. We work together to find Kizuna. That's when we get information about Man in Iron Mask. And we see Iris. She heard something but can't remember the details, so we hear Execution Chamber. And then he finds out who it is, and then we get to the last bit. Okay, so Ryuki is misremembering almost everything that goes on, timeline-wise, if this is to be believed. Because if we follow Ryuki's normal path... Yeah, he tells us what happened 6 years ago. And we learned that there was Bats 490. We learned that Shoma cracked it. Go talk to Chikara about it. Chikara made it. Learn more about it. Get into his Somnium. We learn about Nyes. Nyes made it. Terror sends by the Sekibahai. Big difference here is apparently only in the future did Ryuki talk to Tokiko and go into her Somnium, and then she died in the future. This is wild. I'm not sure I truly understand it fully. I understand that things could only happen in a particular way, but it doesn't tell me end where I began. Wait, the balloons were 6 years ago? Huh? 6 years ago, Mizuki was fighting a challenge from Terror? Is that real? Is that actually how it went? So that means they're both misremembering. Or they're both under some type of influence, because that means that Mizuki's investigation of Terror happened, quote unquote, 6 years ago with the balloon. That's weird for a lot of things for Mizuki. Because Mizuki wasn't part of Abyss yet. Oh, that's so confusing.
Anyway, that's just my genius analysis. Oh, but I know what you're gonna say. There's still tons of things that can't be explained, right?
Yes.
Especially
Who killed Uru?
Uru and Tokiko.
Because Jin Furei's dead. And Tokiko being dead in the future doesn't make sense if that's the case.
Jin, Chikara, Komeiji. It was Terror, Uru, who sliced these three in half.
Yes.
But then Uru was killed in the present, February 10th.
Yes. And then we found his body not too recently inside the shrine.
Tokiko's body was found after that.
Supposedly. This is where it gets confusing. Supposedly Tokiko was killed in the future.
So who killed Uru and Tokiko? Well, I'm sure this mess will be cleared up soon.
The only person I can imagine that killed Uru and Tokiko would be Ryuki. Because Ryuki's the only person who could have come in contact with them.
By Mizuki, her friend, and by you.
Freyr.
So anyway, good luck with the rest of your investigation. I'll be cheering you on.
I'm so lost. Yeah?
Uh-huh. Who was I just talking to? Maybe I've had a bit too much to drink.
Okay.
It's awfully cold tonight.
So our perception of the timeline is wrong. Which means Tokiko was killed in the present, but that doesn't make sense. Because that's not how it's written in our reports. And last we were here, yeah, we were talking to Mizuki Clone.
Hey, about Kizzy. Are you sure she's okay? Don't worry. I made sure she's fine.
Kizuna went missing. Last night around 11 o'clock, Riichi Chieda contacted me. Ivan and I started our search for Kizzy, and I got a call on my phone. It was from her. She told me to meet her here at Island.
That makes us sisters? We're not the same age, but we're like identical twins. We have almost the same genes.
Yeah, that's what I surmised.
That's crazy.
Yeah, the same genes.
I'm a copy of you.
Yep, and that's also what I thought, because she's older, clearly, but Mizuki was made as an embryo, so it would make her the younger one.
Don't say it like that. But I'm your clone, right? Technically, yes.
Yep, that makes sense.
But our DNA isn't exactly the same. My genome was rearranged. Your DNA was modified on top of that, which is why you don't have the
Yeah.
symptoms I have.
We're the best version of ourselves, and you're the first batch.
Basically, you're an upgrade. The perfect version of me.
Makes sense.
Don't say it like that.
Was I raised at Island too?
Yeah, the same as me. When I was 6, you were born at Horadori Institute and sent here. I'm guessing they thought it was too difficult to raise you at the Institute. I remember the day you arrived like it was yesterday. You were still a baby. The moment I saw you, I got this feeling. I started bawling my eyes out. The people at the facility didn't know we were related. Makes sense. They were told we were from 2 different places. But we're both named Mizuki, and we looked really similar.
Oh, you were also named Mizuki.
So to make it easier, everyone started calling me Big Sis. They called you Mizuki.
Okay. What happened after she arrived?
They took me to Horodori Institute every so often for examinations. When I say examinations, I mean human experiments. I don't think you remember. They did terrible things. I remember getting shots with needles as big as boba straws. My time with Horodori Institute ended when I was 9 and you were 3. Shut down and we were finally free. That's about the time you were adopted by the Okiura family. But me? Well, I told you about me, right? You were blind in one eye and had a heart condition. Right. So it was hard to find a family who would take me. Ultimately, it was Mr. Chieda, the chairman. So when you were 9, you were adopted by the Chiedas.
Yeah, which would make you the big sis that stayed till you were 15.
I spent the next 6 years there. Up until I was 15, I lived under the same roof as Kizuna.
Yeah.
I see. That's why she called me Big Sis.
And that's why she thinks you guys look so similar. Which is really weird that she didn't think you guys look exactly the same. And after that?
You said something about an eccentric woman? Yeah. I was adopted by her. Do you mean Shizue Kuranushi? Boss.
Are you serious?
My name is Mizuki Kuranushi now.
Boss adopted you? I hate Boss. I hate Boss even more. There's so much that could be cleared up by Boss, but she just doesn't.
You think that sounds kinda lame, huh? No, it's not that.
No, it's the fact that Boss could definitely... I'm bopping, bro. But, it's... the fact that Boss could clear up so much of this, man. She clear up so much information. I didn't talk about my kid because no one asked. I don't talk about how my kid looks literally exactly like Mizuki. And also, I've known this kid since I've seen Mizuki almost all her life, and I didn't think to question it at all. And they also came from the same orphanage, and I also know that she's had some fucked up shit done to her. Why did Boss adopt you?
You know how we're stronger than everybody else?
Yeah.
Maybe she thought I'd come in handy, so she wanted to make you work for her. I don't know if that's the truth, but that's what she told me. Boss taught me how to fight. After she adopted me, she trained me hard every day. 6 years ago, when I was 18, I was hired as a top-secret member of Abyss. Boss wanted someone who she could rely on. Someone who would never betray her.
Yeah, I guess that would be her fucking bot daughter.
She trusted me to handle the most sensitive situations. Basically, I'm like a ninja. Well, a kunoichi. Which is why my existence at Abyss had been hidden.
Okay, so you've always worked for
The
Abyss.
only people who know are Boss, Pewter, and Ryuki.
Ryuki?
Why? I wonder.
What happened in February?
It's like I told you. I want to know who did this to me. I know that Chikara was the mastermind. I want solid proof. That's why I was investigating him and his institute. Then, out of the blue, he gets killed. That's why I started following the HB case.
Asked her about what happened back then. She told me the details of what happened on the 12th and the 14th. On the 12th, this is what we need to know. Back then on the 12th. Oh, wait. So the Mizuki investigating back then was you. Oh! That's why. Okay, that's why it can add up. That's why it's not a fallacy or anything, because the Mizuki was investigating, and the Mizuki investigating was you. So it still worked out. I think if that's right. She's telling our Mizuki Date, all about the stuff that didn't add up that I was like, that couldn't have happened 6 years ago. She went into Genny's head. She found the place downstairs with Leon. She found the body in the 14th. She synced with terror.
You have seen and heard cannot be shared with anyone. If you do, I will kill her. I have an abundant amount of money. Even if I were to die, the assassins I've hired would still find her.
This is real. She said she did this.
That's why you didn't talk about what happened 6 years ago. But I think it's okay to start talking now. Why? I was able to freeze all of Terror's hidden accounts. We don't need to worry about any assassins anymore.
Okay, so now... Okay, now I get it. Now I get it. There were two Mizukis investigating the whole time. Simple, simple. Genius. How did I not think of this before?
Iva, you don't remember anything from February 6th,
Iva wouldn't know.
do you?
I do not. My body was destroyed in the explosion at the cathedral. The Abyss communication network was also offline.
Yes, that was a big fact, is that the communication network was offline that time ago.
So there was no backup taken.
My older sister, technically. She's the original I was based off of, but I don't want to think about it like that. So she's my big sister by proxy. So why'd you hide your identity?
If I revealed myself to you, you would want to know everything. One way or another, you'd find out. You'd find out that your genes were spliced. That your real parents aren't Renju and Shoko. I didn't want you to end up like me. I wanted you to live a normal life. As normal as possible, anyway. Get a normal job, a normal husband, get married, start a family, live happily ever after.
Too bad I know Date.
A life like that.
And her life is just as traumatized as yours, if not more.
But if I showed up, I would ruin all that. That's what I thought, at least. I see.
Why didn't you tell me 7 years ago in November? I was already well on my way to an abnormal life at that point.
That's what I'm thinking.
Maybe that's true.
By the way, I'm curious. Why were we given the same name?
That's what I was wondering as well.
I don't know. Maybe they didn't really care about the name.
But wouldn't that make it harder to tell us apart at the Institute?
I don't think they had any trouble. We had code names at Horadori Institute. I was Mouse, and you were Rabbit.
She was Rabbit.
And you remember what they called us at Iowan, right?
You were Big Sis, and I was Mizuki.
Yeah.
Is that what I called you?
No, you were still little. You couldn't talk much. You just called me Phoebe.
Phoebe.
Yeah.
Phoebe, huh?
Anyway, we've already spent enough time here. We shouldn't be wasting time like this.
Good point. There's still tons we don't know about the HB case.
That's right.
Follow me. I want to show you something. Huh? What is it?
Let's go, Phoebe.
Nice. I thought you might be calling her that. Got it. Got it, got it, got it. Everything I saw was true. So who we saw in the past was Uru. Kizzy? Oh, and there's Date pretending to be Gen. And then there's the half of the body.
What the fuck? This is information overload. My brains are gonna blow out of my ears.
Felt you, bro.
Jeez, just relax.
I can't just relax. What is this corpse doing here? And why are Kizzy and Leon here? Oh, and most importantly, who the hell dressed like that? Where is Henny? What are you doing here? And one last thing. Where have you been the past 6 years? Why didn't you try to contact
Oh
me?
my gosh, she's finally asking.
I'm sorry, Mizuki.
She's finally asking. Date in that suit, bro. Oh my god.
Okay,
There's so much.
kind of get it. 6 years ago, Date lost his memory when the ceiling collapsed.
Okay, so that's true.
Then he got captured by terror but managed to escape.
And he's been wandering the earth for the past 6 years.
Date's just been at MIA because he lost his memory again. Rad.
5 days ago, on the 10th, he heard the news about Jen's body being found and finally got his memory back.
That's right.
That's right. My voice reaches Date's brain right now. That's because there's a reception device in his left eye socket. You can mute me by turning it off, but that's a real hassle, so it's still on. Same goes for Mizuki Kuranushi. She hears my voice too. Mizuki Kuranushi's channel on. I'll just call her BB. Got it. So there was also a link for Aiba put in Kuranushi's eye. Got it. Got it. Fuck, bro. Okay.
What? Do you have more insults to hurl at me for missing 6 years of your life?
No, it's not that. Maybe she just wanted to hear you say, Mizuki, you've grown so much, or something emotional like that.
No, not that either.
Ah, right. For you, it's been 6 years. For me, it's different. I've been back for 4 days dressed like this. I've been watching you guys the whole time, so I don't really have anything sappy to say.
I told you it's not that.
I'm home. Welcome back. Is that what you wanted to hear?
Alright, okay. Let me try this again. Suki, I'm home.
Welcome back, Date.
Aww.
But that's not what I wanted to say. I threw away all your porno bags.
Why are you pretending to be Genny?
I know that Horadori Institute and Nyes are both caught up in the
God, we gotta get a refresher on all of this again.
N was created at the Institute, and he was acquaintances with Tokyo. So, by borrowing his mask, I could snoop on Tokyo and other members of Horadori Institute.
But why do you still look like that here?
Horadori Institute and Nyes people come here all the time. Imitating Gen makes it easier to eavesdrop on.
And why are you showing me now?
Gonna be honest, this has gotten way out of hand. I can't do this on my own. We need to work together to stop their plan.
Their plan.
Yeah, their Nirvana initiative. So first, I contacted Mizuki Kuranushi.
Date and I met 6 years ago.
Yep, makes sense.
He knew how to get a hold of me.
I shared everything I had, then told her to find you, Mizuki.
To help stop them?
Basically.
Why is corpse in the freezer?
Let's talk about it later. Trust me, if I explain it now, it'll only confuse
Ah, fucker. Alright, I'll trust you. So, I heard you went missing.
I am a little embarrassed to admit this.
Oh, did you guys elope in this section too?
Plan to elope.
Yes! Yes, they're still together.
What? May I ask why?
Izzy's father won't accept me.
He threatened to send me into prison if he continued to see me.
That's when I suggested that we run off together.
And I agreed.
So you two...
Yeah, they're both on the run for love.
But we don't know exactly where we want to go yet.
Right.
Yeah, you did decide to run away.
About it.
How do you know
I
BB?
suppose Big Sis has already told you everything.
Yeah, but you didn't tell me shit.
Big Sis and I lived in the same home for 6 years. But I never thought my Big Sis was my Big Sis's Big Sis.
So confusing.
Anyway, Mizuki Date, I will call you Little Big Sis from now on. And you, Mizuki Kuranushi, I will call you Big Big Sis.
Still, just as confusing.
Mizuki is BB's clone. Date already knew this. BB told him. But Kizna and Leon don't know this yet. They still think they're just sisters. Okay. Well, are you cold?
It is snowing outside, but do not worry about us. My heart is burning strong. have to
Tell your
learn
dad?
that I am safe and sound.
Okay, well, I'm glad you weren't kidnapped.
I am so sorry that I worried you.
Yeah. I'm sorry about all this, you guys.
That's so weird. That's such a good way to hide the fact that you're two different that you're investigating two different times. Just just be the same person, forehead. It's just that easy. And of course, and she was already missing an eye, so it makes it easy to give her a fucking link to Iba. Dumbass. Makes perfect sense. Well, how do you know her?
For a long time. She's a former coworker from back when I was doing bad stuff.
Really?
Back then, I used to call her vods.
I did find that out, yes.
Hey, don't just blurt that out.
Mizuki's name comes from crystal.
Yeah.
The kanji for crystal can be read as Mizuki.
Crystals are the solid form of silicon dioxide, a mineral, most often recognized as quartz.
Wait, so you were in a thieves guild, baby?
Snow isn't letting up.
Don't change the subject.
Okay. That stupid, perverted porno mag collecting old man. Also my adoptive father. Ugh. Okay. So, where's real Guinea?
I don't know. Not here.
It's fine. I know where he is. Don't you have an idea too?
Probably with Mame. Getting groceries.
Baby. What? Oh, nothing. I just wanted to call you by that name.
So when did you find out about the corpse in the freezer?
Last night, Date called me out of the blue. He told me about the corpse. And how he was pretending to be Genny. And everything else he knew.
You just found all that out. My original PB. Why are you here?
I told you that we wanted to run away together.
And I wanted to be with Ian.
I got a call from my old pal Dante.
I asked him to unlock something for me.
Are you talking about the freezer?
That's who unlocked the freezer for you?
No, I got that open on the 13th.
Okay, so no. Real Genny did find the body.
It was a different bug this time.
Okay.
Anyway, that is when we met with Date and the woman he was with.
The woman?
I was there too.
Oh, okay.
Why do you ask?
No reason.
It is currently 4:25 a.m. Daybreak is close.
Oh, boy. Okay.
Okay, I'll ask again. What's the deal with the corpse? Why is it in the freezer?
It's better that you see for yourself.
Let me just show you.
Another corpse?
No, not one more.
What do you mean, not one?
Not one at all.
It's half.
Half? Yeah, I know it's half, but... Oh, is this where they actually show you the other half that's downstairs? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. The other half. The safe. Okay. And the file.
So, finished reading the file.
That explains it all. Okay. So, Date and... Oh, right. Mizuki Kuranushi is the one who found the file. Not Mizuki Date.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting that they're the who investigated
You
what.
understand?
Mizuki Date has only found Tokiko's corpse in Uro's other half.
Now you know whose left half is in the freezer.
Jin Furua.
Yeah,
That's what he really looks like.
And this body?
is Uro's.
Uru Somizuki. Terror. He murdered 3 people 6 years ago.
Only 3 people.
Jin, Chikara,
And Andy's Kameji. Which I guess would explain why people weren't over. That explained why people weren't freaking out as much as they did in the first game about how many people died. Only 3 people actually died. He changed?
That outfit was so hard to move in. The wireframe and all the stuffing.
Are those two okay?
They're not going far away, are they?
They should be fine. They said they were going to think hard about where to go.
So about Jin.
I don't need to explain it. You should already know.
Jin Furuin, the child of Tokiko and Chikara.
Yes.
He was born with a rare and complicated disease. It caused inoperable tumors to grow in the right half of his body.
Jin might have had it worst of all. He got his first transplant when he was really young.
Yep.
I don't think he wanted to take organs from Uru.
But he didn't have a choice.
Remember what it said in Uru's diary? He said
He wanted to apologize.
I think he is referring to Jin. So you think the transplant was done against Jin's will?
Yes.
I'm not positive, but that's just the feeling I get.
Baron pervert. When did you get here?
Around 1 a.m.
I asked Leon to open the door to the staircase.
So the lock you mentioned earlier.
That's right. The lock to the staircase door.
You wouldn't know about it. This music, you would know about it.
That's when I asked them about their plans to run away together.
Then the 4 of us headed down the stairs. Leon carried Kisuna down.
And that's when we found the corpse on the ritual platform.
I gotta think about this as somebody who doesn't know everything. And how'd you find out?
I used Marco's X-ray function.
Ah, your AI ball's Marco.
Marco? The name of my AI ball in my left eye. He's pretty shy. He doesn't talk much. Unlike someone else I know.
Excuse me, are you talking about me?
Mm-hmm. I know Iva really well. We were partners 6 years ago.
Yes, that makes sense.
When I was hired at Abyss, I was supposed to get Marco transplanted into my left eye. But he wasn't finished yet. So instead, I got Iva.
But Iva and Date.
Yeah, Iva and Date were kind of fighting at the time. And I needed to see if I was compatible with an AI ball at all, so...
I see. I apologize. I do not remember anything from back then.
Because of the explosion, right?
Yes.
It's kind of sad. I made so many memories with you, Iva.
Not anymore, unfortunately. And why were you guys fighting again? Something perverted, I remember.
Well, you see, I was so preoccupied with my work.
No, it was because you tried watching VR porn while Iva was still in your left eye.
Yeah, that's what it was.
That does sound like something that would make...
I told you a million times it was just a watermelon explaining video.
And what happened up till now?
I wanted to ask Shoma about the genetic experiments, so I visited him.
I looked like Yen, so it didn't raise any concerns.
He told me a lot.
About his body and his older sister. And about the hidden safe.
That's what we came here for. Wait, Shoma has an older sister?
Which you wouldn't know. Mizuki would know.
Yeah,
You know her well.
Kisuna and Iris' friend.
A mermaid at Sunfish Pocket.
Lame Doi.
Really?
God, what is Mizuki at? Was Mizuki doing fucking nothing this whole time then? Shit, bro. Let me look back at his timeline. With it crossed. It's present day. Our Mizuki. That's who this is. Our Mizuki. Fucking investigating. Where did our Mizuki stop? Mizuki. Okay, so in ours, we stop around the part that we get Reichi's like journal or something, and we find out, and Mizuki finds out that she's adopted and genetically modified. And then the game jumps us to Mizuki Kuranushi, and she does the whole terror investigation into Gen's head, goes under, what's it called? Goes under Iowan. And let's see. And it's the game's not lying because it's Mizuki doing everything. But what I'm confused about, right here, this is where I'm confused. Because apparently, 6 years ago, despite it being the blue line, I guess the blue line just lets you know that it's Mizuki. We go 6 years ago, and we go down here. We're investigating under Horodori Institute with, I guess, Mizuki with Bibi. And we get Leon to open the door down there. And we learn about TC Purge. But Date, Mizuki Date, also finds it, I guess. So both Mizukis went under Horodori Institute. Leon opens a time capsule, get in a fight with Nai, helped by Mizuki R. Present day, present day, present day. Hell, what is this? Why is this hell? We know that. We say masked woman because we know now that it's Mizuki. Date is talking about Bibi. The eyes of the rocket would be launched. She beats the shit out of him. Rocket goes off. Okay, let's keep going. I'll parse this out later in my head. So about Uru.
I can't really say anything more than what's in the file. Uru Somizuki. He's the child that was kidnapped from Iowan when he was 6.
It was Chikara and Tokiko who took him. They wanted to make him Jin Furue's donor.
So for over a decade, they did surgery after surgery, giving more and more of Uru to Jin. Half of his face, too.
The skin he lost was replaced by an artificial skin made of carbon chitin. Half his face was transplanted onto Jin's as well.
Right. And it was only half because Jin had a percent-shaped birthmark on the left side of his face.
A holy symbol for the Order of Percent. It was considered sacred.
And Chikara, being a devoted follower, couldn't get himself to rip that skin off.
Which is why the left half of Jin's face was left untouched.
And after all those transplants, Jin's body ended up being cut in half.
Oh. I guess after all the transplants, he couldn't survive anymore.
6 years later, February of this year, Uru's body was cut in half.
Maybe it's like repentance.
So what was discovered was Jin's right half and Uru's left half.
Jin and Uru are essentially mirror images of one another.
So when the police were identifying Uru's body, they got their DNA sample to compare against from Jin's organs.
And because those were originally taken from Uru, it naturally follows that they match.
So that's why...
That is the mistake that caused investigators to believe that they were the same person.
That all made sense from before, yeah.
I've been wondering, 6 years ago, why did Uru cut the bodies in half?
Yeah, why was he terror to begin with?
That was for the Nirvana initiative, right?
Yeah, but what does that have to do with the plan?
And speaking of, is the Nirvana initiative still happening? I mean, After all, Terror's dead.
Terror's dead, but people are still getting cut in half, Mizuki.
Right. The Mastermind is dead. But you saw it. On the night of the 13th, on the rooftop of Misatan.
Terror.
That was Terror. It was definitely Uru's voice. But Uru should have been dead.
Perhaps his voice was recorded,
Either way, the rehearsal happened even after Terror died.
which means the main event will likely still happen as well.
Yeah, it's safe to assume it will proceed as planned.
But I still don't understand the full scope of the Nirvana initiative.
It's kind of hard to.
When, where, how? We are completely in the dark.
Why don't you ask the culprit?
Yeah, good idea.
Hey, Uru, what's up with your plan, you asshole?
No, that's not what I meant. There are other culprits. Whoever killed
Uru and Tokiko.
You believe they might know something about the Nirvana initiative?
Well, of course. Why else would they be cutting them in half?
Sure, but they at least might have some clues.
Then how do we find them?
We don't have enough information yet. Looks like we're gonna need some extra help.
Help?
Over here. Come with me.
Who else help could we need right now?
There's nothing over here.
You would think that, right? Check this out.
Open sesame!
Marco, please.
Ah, another secret room.
What is this?
Do you like it? Erotic, isn't it?
Stop.
How is this in any way erotic?
Much more erotic than watermelon splitting.
Let's get going. Yeah. What?
Oh! They just built... They built over it? They just built a wall in front of it and made the exact same kind of room? Are you serious? That's how... They didn't clean it up at all. They just completely blocked it off.
What does this mean?
It means exactly what you see.
There are two cathedrals?
What?
That's right.
Mizuki, look.
And... Ryuki.
Yuki.
I'm here too. Tama,
Nah, fuck you, Tama. You haven't talked this whole goddamn time.
How is Ryuki doing?
Terrible? It was a bad idea to show him this place. It's been like this for hours.
Why are you talking now? You haven't talked the whole goddamn game when we've been on fucking Mizuki's path. You literally haven't talked a single time. You totally could have gotten in communication with fucking Aiba, bro. I'm actually mad at you. Hey.
I heard. So she eloped, huh? Had nothing to do with the video. It was just Ryuki's active imagination.
Got it. So Ryuki thought she disappeared because of the video. Oh, wait. Actually, hold up a second. Erective imagination. No, he's fucking mentally ill. Just talks about it, right? Yeah, he's looking for Kizuna. Ha ha ha, I see. Ryuki's mind is fucked up. I was right, this did happen. Okay, so in the present day, he gets asked to look for it. Some of these Somniums happened in the future. On Ryuki's side. He took Mame to the Somnium in the future, but we were under the guise that it was in the past. Okay. But we had absolutely zero way of knowing if it's the future or the past for Ryuki.
Date called me.
Yeah, I told him to head over to the other cathedral.
Does that mean he saw Uru's corpse in Kokiko's file?
He did. Yep. And then he came here through the hidden passage.
Yeah, how does he feel about all this?
At least be breathing.
It might not be if there was rope and a branch in here. This has been eating at Ryuki for the past 6 years. He regretted what he did and blamed himself. He betrayed Date and shot Mizuki Kuranushi with stun bullets.
I do. Ah, so he did shoot her. And that's no. It's not that he did shoot her. He was told to shoot at her, or I'm going to destroy Tama.
And what happened to Mizuki, Date, and Kizuna on top of that?
And that all happened after that. The whole cathedral falling happened after that.
Yeah, Terror detonated the bomb, but it was Ryuki who told Date about this place. If he never did, Kizuna and Mizuki wouldn't have been hurt. That's what's been plaguing him. He started drinking, which made the whole thing worse.
And you guys didn't put him in a mental institution because you're idiots.
I don't care if he feels bad about it. I still don't forgive him.
Easy. He had his reasons.
Is that actually real?
I was overhauled completely during maintenance a few years back, and that function was deleted. That's when Ryuki opened up about what happened.
Ah, I see. He actually did tell Tama about what happened.
Why didn't you share this earlier?
Yeah, I'm also curious about that. Why?
He betrayed Abyss. He did something you can't come back from.
Well, you're telling me now, so that's a lie.
I couldn't let anyone find out.
Well, it fucking happened anyway, so you're fucking lying. That means we could have known.
So you protected him.
Nothing fucking changed. At the end of the day, we get the same information, but we get it later when more people die.
It's the same reason I didn't upload the investigation data from 6 years ago.
That's why we don't have it. You were hiding it.
I made an oath. No matter what, I will protect Ryuki.
But Ryuki himself could have informed us sooner.
He could
You
have.
should know why he didn't do that. Why he gave in to Terror's demands.
He wanted to protect his loved ones.
Wouldn't you do the same?
Found it. Found it. I've been looking for this picture for so fucking long now. Now I have them both. I have the whole trifecta. I've been trying to find that picture online for ages. Ever since I saw it. Got it. So the reason we are missing so many facts is because Ryuki and Tama were hiding it from everybody else. That is why we didn't have all the information. That's why she wasn't telling us anything.
Do you hate Ryuki? Of course I do. I want to shove a pipe in his mouth and stir up his organs. 6 years ago, he...
Shot you.
It made my heart condition worse. It affected my work. I can't investigate properly if I have to go to the hospital all the time. But when I heard you recently joined Abyss, I shadowed you. And February 10th, when you went to the stadium, I got there before you and found the corpse. At the time, I had no clue it was Uru's left half, but I knew it had to do with the HB case from 6 years ago. I told you before that the one thing I wanted was for you to live a normal life. I couldn't let you get caught up in this case. I had to stop you. That's why
you attacked her. Which makes zero sense, as if you could stop somebody who's literally an improved version of yourself.
I see. You shot at Mizuki to dissuade her from finding the corpse.
Which is so stupid, because Mizuki would totally go even further if that happened. That's foolish. That's so foolish.
Marco, can you send Iva the data?
Got it. Opening it. It is a cross-section of the 2 cathedrals.
Yeah, makes sense.
You get it now? There's one on the east and one on the west.
Terror this one, right here.
Which happens to be the same side Ryuki met Terror, what he called his execution chamber.
On the east side was Uru's corpse and Tokiko's file.
Got it. Okay. And that's why we thought that we were in the past, because we were investigating the cathedral. But really, we're investigating a second cathedral.
And that mysterious box.
Yeah, that's the thing that kind of fucked him up while he was down here.
The one connected to the Nice building is the east one. You can take the elevator up to the president's office.
Ryuki, you made a mistake. But lying around here in all your misery isn't gonna fix anything. If you really regret what you did, solve this case.
You're literally the reason he has this issue, dude.
It's the only way to atone.
That's not true.
Ryuki, I remember one night we went out drinking. You told me about your little brother. You always talk about him when you drink. You made him a promise, right? You said, I'll become a hero of justice. If I've fallen, I just need to get back up again. You used to say it all the time. It doesn't matter how many times you fall. As long as you have a body to do it, you climb back up again. Come on, Ryuki. Climb above the debris. It doesn't matter if you're pitiful. It doesn't matter if you show vulnerability. You struggle, you crawl, and you make it back to the top. That's what we do. That's what makes us human.
There's no way he's gonna be like, oh, I'm suddenly better now, Mr. Date.
Mr. Date. Everyone.
Ryuki, now's not the time to cry. Come climb up here.
You mean...
Don't get me wrong. I'll only forgive you after we solve this case. So,
Okay.
And we're not gonna send him to the mental hospital like we've all been asking him to go to. We're just gonna brush it off. After that, we all collaborated. We now have all the facts in one place. And Date got all his info too. Anything that wasn't recorded electronically, we shared verbally. We now have all the facts we need. Everything from 6 years ago and this year. Everything including Somnia, top to bottom.
So, first thing on the agenda is stopping the Nirvana initiative.
when, where, how? We don't know anything about it.
We should know everything except where. Tama shared all her data, right?
I did receive the information.
I didn't give it a close look. Ryuki, can you tell us more about the Nirvana initiative?
Yeah. I'll explain everything in order. First, Terror. Ooh, created a video.
Okay. We know this. Hold on one moment. Okay, so I think we're going to split it here, and we're going to get the big ol' rundown on the Nirvana initiative in the next part. So if you're watching on YouTube, thank you so much for joining. I would really appreciate it if you left this up if you enjoyed this little watch there. But until the next time, I'll see you.